The sun rose heavy over the endless grasslands, burning the dew from the tall savanna stalks. A small band of australopithecus moved low through the brush, their dark shapes half hidden, every step cautious. The matriarch carried a bundle of gathered roots, clutched in a woven clutch of leaves, while others scanned the distance with sharp, restless eyes. They were hungry. For 3 days, the group had followed the faint trail of fallen figs and cracked nutshells left by baboons, desperate to find food before weakness claimed the young. Ahead, a rustle, a flash of fur. The hunters of the band, two broad-shouldered males wielding sharpened stone flakes, stiffened. A bushbuck leapt into view, darting between thorn bushes. The band surged forward in an awkward rush, not yet true runners, but driven by instinct and need. They chased, fumbling, stones flying from their hands. The bushbuck darted left, outpacing them with ease. Their hunt failed, but failure birthed something else. They found themselves at the edge of a river, its muddy banks pocked with tracks. The matriarch knelt. She scooped the water with cupped leaves, pressing them to the lips of her infant. The others drank, and for a moment their hunger eased in the coolness of the river. Then the warning came, a ripple breaking the surface. A crocodile lunged, jaws snapping, water exploding around them. One male leapt back just in time, but another fell, screaming in silence as the beast dragged him beneath the surface. The band scattered, scrambling up the bank, their hearts pounding with fear. Loss struck them hard, but survival demanded motion. They moved on. The river crossing led them to an open plain where tall grasses swayed in the hot wind. Here, danger took another form. A rival band appeared, leaner, hungrier, their faces twisted in threat. The two groups circled, shoulders hunched, teeth bared. Stones were raised. Children wailed softly behind their mothers. The air thickened with the possibility of blood. But before violence could break, a distant rumble cut through the savanna. The sky darkened. A storm was coming. The first drops fell as the bands glared at each other, lightning splitting the horizon. Then thunder roared, sending flocks of birds into the air. Instinct screamed louder than rivalry. Both groups scattered, fleeing for shelter. The storm broke like a flood from the heavens, lashing them with rain and wind. The band pressed together, stumbling toward a line of caves they remembered from seasons past. Cold and soaked, they clung to one another as the storm howled outside. Inside the cave, the youngest whimpered, shivering. The matriarch chewed bitter leaves, crushed them, and pressed the pulp to the child's skin, calming fever with primitive medicine. Others gathered damp branches and struck stones together, again and again. Sparks spat, fragile as hope, until finally, fire. A flame shivered, caught, grew into a glow that banished the storm's shadows. They huddled around it, eyes wide at the warmth, their fear softened by its miracle. Yet safety was brief. From the cave's deeper shadows came another threat, a low growl echoing off the stone. Yellow eyes glared from the darkness. A leopard, drawn by the scent of wet fur and fire. The band froze, breath caught. The predator stepped forward, muscles coiled. One male thrust a burning branch toward it, the flames flickering wildly. The leopard hissed, swiped, and the firelight illuminated a blur of fangs. The struggle was violent, primal. A branch cracked across the beast's head. Stone shards flew, and the matriarch lunged forward with sudden fury, striking with sharpened bone. Blood sprayed. The leopard reeled, then fled into the night, leaving silence in its wake. They stood trembling, some wounded, one bleeding badly, but they were alive. Fire smoked, their breath heavy in the cave's warm glow. Slowly, their panic eased into relief. The survivors gathered close, grooming each other's wounds with careful hands, pulling children into their embrace. One by one, they offered what food remained: roots, insects, stripped bark, passing it around until even the weakest tasted nourishment. As the storm faded, the dawn returned, spilling golden light into the cave mouth. Steam rose from the wet savanna, and the air smelled of new life. The band emerged together, scarred but unbroken. They had lost one, but saved many. In their unity, in their shared fire, in their stubborn will to endure, something greater stirred, something beyond survival, the first spark of what would one day become humanity.